northward bound up to a land of silence and mystery, Alaska. A magnificent range of snow-clad mountains, the St. Elias Range, rises almost sheer from the sea to a height of 18,000 feet. We're cruising along the southern front of these mountains as we head into Glacier Bay, seldom visited by ships. Whales abound in these icy waters where they frolic and spout to their heart's content. This particular game they're playing is known in real technical language as breaching. But when 100 tons of whale suddenly throws itself into the air, I don't care what you call it, it's stupendous. Many of these monsters measure 100 feet in length. Some playmates for a nice, quiet swim. Although our yacht westward has a whale gun, we pass up the whales, for we're bound northward for the haunts of the giant Alaskan bear. Our guide, Al, says he's on speaking terms with the bear and swears he's never had a close shave with either bears or razors. Well, I believe half of that. In the spawning season, salmon prove themselves great jumpers. Look at these rascals. When we reached this waterfall in our canoes, these slim beauties were hurling themselves up over it against the terrific current, bruising their bodies against the jagged rocks. When salmon are bent on spawning, they follow the urge that is in them to get back up to the headwaters where they themselves were born, and there they lay their eggs. But it's a long, hard fight over one obstacle after the other for these game little giants of great spirit here in the far north. These shallow headwaters forced us out of the canoe and into the hip boots, and believe you me, it was plenty hard walking in this water that seemed so crowded with salmon that if we took a foot out, we couldn't get it back in again. Near this spot, we located our camp, for it was a favorite fishing area for bears. After setting up camp, we cautiously worked our way upstream, putting for a safe ambush. Armed with cameras and Al's gun, we walked in the water so as not to leave any scent. And here we are. We can see without being seen, and we hope without being smelled. The wind is right, the fish are running. Now come on, Mr. Bear. Here he is, right on time. We couldn't have planned it better if we had arranged it with his secretary. But he doesn't know we're here, thanks to luck. And he's busy trying to get his noon-hour lunch in the form of a fat, juicy salmon. Well, it looks like noon hour is up, for he has to depart without getting his lunch. Clever boy, this rascal. He knows he's clumsy, and he recognizes that salmon aren't exactly the slowest things in the world. So with malice aforethought, he sets up a great hullabaloo, splashing and scaring the fish into the shallow water. How would you like a wrestling match with this baby? Be just like flicking teeth off a jigsaw. So far, so good. We're here, and the bears are there. Get the cameras ready. Here comes a real he-bear. Quiet, everybody. This bird wouldn't be cheerful company in any party, and besides, he looks awfully hungry. What a mass of brute strength, plodding serenely along. We're here to shoot with cameras, and I hope no bear gets tired of salmon and shows signs of wanting to try us out. Back in camp, while George the cook was preparing for the hungry bunch of hunters, a couple of nervy little youngsters of beardom wandered in and made themselves right at home, immediately availing themselves of everything that looked to them like food. When George saw what was going on, he didn't have the heart to drive them away. He had made up some batter and grist, and these two youngsters decided that all was grist that came to their mill, and they went right to it. Well, it was a no-decision battle with both fighters grimy with the fruit of the combat. They weren't particular at all about waiting until baking time. Raw batter was their meat. Next morning, Al leading the way with his gun, we set out for a new spot. We found it near some huge trees which had fallen in some early cyclone of the north. Even though they afforded poor protection, they made a mighty good rest for our cameras. Al took up position, ready for emergency, and we were all set for a perfect day in camera hunting. The stream is full of fish, The woods full of bears, the bears full of hunger, and our cameras full of film. This bear seems to think it's great sport, splashing around, scaring the salmon into the shallow water. Ah, look, he's got a fine big one. Here are two more great beasts of the forest out to enjoy the fishing. What grand rugs they'd make on a floor at home. Sight those cameras, but don't make a sound. Down the stream comes the most dangerous of all bears, a mother with her cubs. No more fearless beast exists on earth than a mother bear if she has the slightest suspicion that her cubs are in danger. We hope she hasn't seen us yet, but she's acting as if she suspected something. She herds the cubs on up the bank, and now she's pausing for a backward look. Hope she doesn't start to investigate, because our position is none too safe against a raging female bear. She's set her cubs on into the woods now. Holy smoke, she's coming this way. Catch those pictures, but get ready to run. I don't like her look. Get that gun ready, Al, and if you can, do some of your famous talking to bears. Careful, everybody. Watch close. She's charging. Talk, Al. Talk to her, man. Zowie. So that's the way Al talks to bears. Well, Al, your talk made the fur fly anyway. Glad you weren't shooting to kill, because those three little ones need their mother to bring them up right. So with both the bears and ourselves safe, off we go back to the good ship westward, loaded to the guards with all the thrills and all the bear we had come so far to see.